Three things I like about the Allbirds Tree Dashers shoe is number one, their comfort. Every Allbird model I've worn has been super comfortable, and this model is no different. It's super comfortable on a day-to-day basis in lighter runs and lighter workouts. The midsole is accommodating and forgiving, so you can wear it for longer durations without any issues. So pro number one, comfort. My second pro with this model is in the environmentally friendliness of the shoe. So if you like Allbirds, then you already know that they're an environmentally friendly company, and this shoe stands that true to that sentiment. So first off, the sweet foam midsole of the shoe is a carbon negative EVA, so it's a dual density foam, and it has a carbon negative footprint. That's really cool for environment friendliness. The outer knit is an FSC certified eucalyptus knit, so also again, playing into that environmentally friendliness of this model. My third pro with this shoe is the booty design. So as you can see here, we have a stretch like booty, hugs the ankle really well, it's easy to slip on. I love the ability to slip on shoes quickly and just go about my day. I'm not a huge fan of always lacing up and unlacing my shoes, so having the ability to slide these on easily and still have stability and security with the midfoot is huge for me. So those are my three pros with this model. Two potential cons I could see folks having with this model are number one, the stability. So if you're trying to max out your squat, your deadlift, this is not going to be the best bet for you. The sweet foam midsole, while it is pretty stable for a variety of activities, is not the most stable when it comes to supporting heavier weight. As you can see, has a little bit of compression there. It's obviously not going to be great when bearing 500 pounds on your back. My second potential con with this model is if you like wearing very low socks, be a little bit mindful of it tearing up your Achilles at first before they're broken in. So as you can see back here, we have some merino wool, but we have this lip up here, and I'm not gonna lie, it got my heel pretty good when I was wearing lower socks. So I would advise wearing a little bit of a higher sock when breaking in these shoes, just to avoid any potential irritation on the Achilles. Again, maybe my skin is just fragile, but that is something I noticed that I could see as a potential con for some buyers who get the shoe. As for price, you can expect to pay $125 for this shoe. That is slightly more expensive than the other Allbirds models. However, this is a slightly more versatile shoe. So it really comes down to how much you value environmental friendliness and what you want this shoe for. If you're trying to support the environment and you want a shoe to work out in, I think $125 is more than fair for this model. However, again, if you're looking for a more budget-friendly shoe, then there are cheaper options out there. But all in all, I really like this shoe, especially for casual wear on top of lighter workouts. And I think the price is decently on point for this shoe, especially when you compare it to other workout shoes on the market. All right, so now let's chat on performance of this shoe. So generally, Allbirds do not make workout-focused shoes, so this is the first of its kind. I mean, you could technically work out in your wool runners, but I wouldn't recommend that. So how did this shoe perform? So I put this shoe through 3 different areas of tests, and that's what I do with all our cross trainers and HIIT style workout shoes. These tests are day-to-day basis, lifting, and slight cardio or more dynamic movement tests. So on a day-to-day basis, I mentioned this in the pros, but this is a super comfortable shoe. I wore these on all my dog walks over the last 2 weeks. I wore them on a day-to-day basis when just doing chores, and all in all, they were very comfortable. I never had any issues with comfort or just feeling like they were a burden to wear for that matter. The second test I did was like a light lifting test. So I squatted up to 135, 185 in these shoes. They were decent when it comes to stability, but again, as mentioned in the cons, I wouldn't push the stability aspect too much of this shoe. At the end of the day, I think it's more so designed for lighter runs and more dynamic movements as opposed to heavy barbell loading. That's pretty easy to see when you look at the midsole and outsole of this model. Now the final test I did in these shoes is a running and jumping or slightly more agility and dynamic movement focused test. For the running test, I would run in between 3 to 4 miles. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend pushing that much more mileage in the shoe. It doesn't really have a running shoe feel to it. While it is good and comfortable for runs, I think for the recreational lifter, this will be perfect. But if you're a dedicated runner that wants like let's say a half marathon or a marathon shoe, you might want to miss on this model. Now, when it comes to more agility focused exercises, overall the outer is secure. So when moving laterally, I never really noticed any potential of rolling the ankle with this model. Again, it's not as niche as some of the running shoes or more of the athletic shoes out there designed for those specific activities. But if you're looking for that kind of middle of the road shoe that has a lot of comfort, I think this model will be a good bet when it comes to performance for the variety of activities I just listed off. All right, so sizing and fit of this model. This is where it can get a little dicey because generally Allbirds run a little bit small. These do not run as small as my wool runners. They fit pretty true to size. I'm a size 10, and all of our cross trainers and shoe reviews, I wear 10s, and these fit pretty true. But the caveat I would say is that if you're worried that these shoes are gonna be a little bit small for you because you've had a previous Allbird experience where they do feel small, then I would say just go up a half size, play it safe. You can always return them and exchange sizes if they get the size wrong, but probably going a half size might be a good bet, or going true to size if you're confident that you're not erring on the larger size of your true to size foot. So again, like for a 10, I'm generally middle of the road for what a 10 is. I'm not really pushing the boundaries in any way with my foot, and these fit true, but again, Allbirds are a little bit risky because they do run slightly smaller, generally speaking, so it might be safe to go a half size up. So now let's break down the construction of the Allbirds Tree Dashers. So, making our way from the toe to the heel. Up here on the toe, we have a FSC certified eucalyptus knit that goes around the full outskirt of the shoe. Around the boot up here, it has a little bit of a stretch material. Looking at the midsole, there is a sweet foam midsole, which is actually made of the first carbon negative EVA foam. Making our way to the outsole of the toe, it has a natural rubber bottom for a little bit of extra traction. We have 4 eyelets that run up with a lot of stitching, so they look pretty durable and feel pretty durable on the shoe themselves. Making our way to the midfoot, we have medial and lateral lips there for a little bit of arch support with that sweet foam midsole. And then making our way to the heel, again, we have a thicker midsole material and another natural rubber outsole portion. The heel itself has a little bit of an extra cushioning on the inside. That is merino wool. It gives it that kind of Allbird feel of that nice wool fitting shoe that hugs the foot really well. All in all, those are the main call out features with this shoe. It's a little bit simplistic in nature. However, the simplicities are actually really cool features that Allbirds brings to the table. And that wraps up my review of the Allbirds Tree Dashers. All in all, I'm a fan of this shoe. Look, it's not as dedicated to cross training and lifting as some of the other cross trainers I love, but I also love more of your just general fit wear that you can wear on a daily basis, and I would definitely put that in this category. You can wear it for a variety of activities, it's comfortable, and it's environmentally sustainable. So all in all, I'm a fan of the Allbirds Tree Dashers. If you want to read more of my full thoughts on this shoe, check out the article down below. I've included a lot more information and all of the stuff that goes into the construction of this model and the notes on performance right there. So check it out down below. Until next time.